So I quit long ago trying to convince people that the idea that I have or the ideas that I have are important. I don't think that ever works. If people don't see what you are doing and they don't understand the essence of what you're actually doing, you can't convince anybody of anything. And this is where it becomes really challenging for you if you are doing anything that's remotely innovative, is that you got to stand up and have this sense of self of what is important and what matters to you, and you have to ignore a tremendous amount of negative feedback that happens. Um, I've learned that you cannot. There's no way that you can. If somebody does not see it, right? If they don't feel it, they don't see it. They're not going to be invested. Generally, this is the sort of response that you get is, that's nice. Um, you know, that sort of fine, and then move on. That's the general response that you often get with innovation, and you have to be used to that repeatedly, where you know that this is going to happen, and you just simply say, you know what, I'm okay with that, and I'm going to walk forward no matter what. And if the world does not like what I'm doing, then I'm going to just keep walking forward, right? And that's the ultimate. It's just this real strong sense of self that you have to have, and you have to repeatedly be able to have this sense of self. And I see that a lot, right? Like, I think the ideas, the sort of things that we sell for innovation or entrepreneurship or any number of different things, the leadership, right? They have this idea that it's this kind of romantic notion, and in fact, it's the complete opposite. There's nothing romantic about it. It is filled with a tremendous amount of self doubt. It's filled with you wondering, like, am I doing the right thing? It's filled with a lot of, and it's not rejection. Nobody, I mean, the rejection thing is kind of easy because you can kind of blow that off. It's more of a normlessness or an aimlessness, like indifferent, right? You have to be well aware that this is going to happen where people just don't care, right? And if you cannot get people to care about something and be vividly caring about it, there's nothing that you can do. You can't convince anybody. So what you have to do is just get up and do it again. Get up and do it again. My thing is not necessarily that any one particular person is going to get it, but my thing is it's a selection problem, right? Is that it's you have to do it so many times that you will eventually bump into somebody at some place that will get what you're doing and be passionate, just as passionate as you are. And I don't like that word, but just kind of nutty about the thing that you're doing, that they would just be willing to do it anyways. They get it. They 100% get it. They've experienced it. They are just part of what you're doing. Right? Like, they fundamentally understand and breathe everything that you're doing. Right. So my thing, I'm trying to build the reciprocity platform. It's this idea of trying to create non-rejectable research papers and grants. What might that look? Well, that's a hard thing to do, right? But we can work backwards and build things in to eventually get there to do that. And that's what I'm doing. But it's a long, painful journey, right? It's a lot of people that give you kind of like the smile, and that's nice. Um, the odd person, comes out and says, "Hey, you're ruining things." That's hard to take always. But most of the time, you're in the middle of nowhere doing barking into the wind, right? Like you're that dog that's outside. There's nothing out there and you're barking into the wind. And the only thing that I can do for me is to continue to bark into the wind until that one person out there kind of finds it and understands what it's about. And so you have to just keep working at it and chiseling away and not losing yourself along the way. Right? That's the story. That's everything about it. Is you ultimately believing that this is the right thing, that everybody is self-interested in their own way, right? And so you have to stumble across that one person that is self-interested in the same way that you actually are. So I think about that as, you know, to not give up. There's 8 billion people in this earth. That means that there's umpteen number of combinations to find the right person in fact, it's like infinite, right? Combinations to find the right person. The only thing that I could do is just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's a little bit crazy town. And continue to work at it, continue to try, and that's it, right? Not lose myself. And I tell you this, that it is easy for me to lose myself. And every day I feel like that. Every day I am, I don't want to do it, but I need to do it, right? Like it's a difference. I know that this is a fundamentally important problem. There's a lot of people in science and a lot of people in research that just feel bad. And a huge part of this is the way that it's set up. So what can I do is just to keep trying repeatedly everything, like it or not, until I find the right group, the right people that will stumble to put this together and help me out. But I know that there is no hero that's going to come in and ride in and change things. So it's me. I am that person. And, if there's people that, that sort of have the same vision, they understand it, I am going to be there waiting. But at the same time, I realize that nobody's going to come in and ride in with the sunset and change everything. That's not how this stuff works. How it works is I continue to work at it repeatedly, chisel my way, little bit by little bit by little bit, until it actually turns into a thing. And then eventually I can make a leap. Because I think I'm ready for that at this point, to make a bit of a leap, to actually do something with it and go from there. Nobody else is going to do this. Nobody's crazy enough to actually do it. And so the only thing I got to do is wait for those small people that get it. And that's how you build things. That's why you need to have that unbelievable amount of internal strength of, I'm going to do this because it's right. I'm going to ignore all of the market signals because I know that this is fundamentally right. And the financial signals you can ignore, but the feeling signals, you get it. Right? When I go now to like international conferences, I have people come up to me crying, which is a weird experience, right? Like they literally have tears in their eyes, which is a weird experience. I know that this is touching people. I can't figure out how to make it work profit wise so that, but it's one day at a time, one little step until it actually does work. And so it's this internal strength, ignoring everybody else and trying every day. One little step, one little try until it happens. And it's going to incrementally, gradually happen. And then I'll see it. And so will you. All right. Take care. Have a wonderful day.